So I think I may have shared this story before, but I was listening to a podcast, and there was a lady, her name is Michelle Bensinger. She was talking about how she had a bit of an issue with one of her daughters, and she was convinced that her daughter had done something wrong. And then as the conversation developed, she said, I recognized that my daughter was actually right. She hadn't actually done the thing I thought she did. So she was right. But then Michelle said, in that moment, I wanted to be right, not holy. I wanted to be right, not holy. As in, I wanted just, for my own kind of ego to be affirmed so that I would know I was right, rather than just doing what the Lord is asking me to do, recognizing that I accused her in the wrong and say sorry. And it reminded me of a line from St. John of the Cross, who said, in the twilight of our life, we will be judged on love alone. In the twilight of our life, we will be judged on love alone. And when I heard that, I remember hearing that quotation years ago, and I thought it was lovely and cute and kind of a bit naive and just wonderfully sentimental. But it's not. It's seriously difficult to live love all day and with everyone is very, very challenging, because not everyone is. We don't get on with everyone. It's hard to like everyone. It's hard to understand everyone, or maybe you just don't have the headspace or the time, or to love everyone as they deserve to be loved. To love everyone with the heart of Jesus, that is not natural. Naturally, there are some people who we will love very easily, and other people who we will struggle with. That's natural. But that's not what the Lord is asking of us. He's asking us to go beyond what is natural and to go into what is supernatural. And the whole point of this is that we cannot love that way on our own. We cannot love supernaturally just based on our own nature. If we want to love supernaturally, then we need God. And it's, again, such a simple expression, but we hear it in kind of in amongst the saints, where they talk about loving with the heart of Jesus. And again, when I would have heard that in the past, I thought that's kind of obvious. Love is easy anyway. Just be nice to people. Don't kill anyone. Don't be offensive. But that's not what the Lord is asking. He's asking to go way beyond not disliking someone or not being offensive. He's asking you to actually love. So to actually give of yourself, to actually will the good of the other. And that requires self-sacrifice, that requires keeping our mouths shut, that requires renouncing our own will, that requires choosing joy when we're frustrated or saddened or disappointed or angry. We choose joy. So that's a small but daily interior martyrdom involved in loving with the heart of Jesus. Loving as he wants us to love. So where do we start? When it comes to loving properly, where do we start? I remember talking to someone who was convinced that love was all about loving those who are far away, loving those who are the starving children in Africa, and then, like taking care of the environment for the next generation, and being a good citizen for the good of the country. And when it came to the specifics of how she treated those in her own family, she didn't want to hear. She didn't want to hear any talk of that kind of thing at all. Because first and foremost, who does the Lord want us to love well? Those beside us. Those we work with, or those we live with, or those we're in closest contact with. Love them well. To love them well. That's where it starts. It's easy to love people in Botswana who I don't know. I'm sure they're wonderful. I don't know them, so I can love them and pray for them. That's fine. It doesn't cost me anything. But loving the person beside you, who you find challenging, loving or dealing with in a family situation, loving your brother or sister, mother, wife, husband, who has changed since you fell in love, and now you have to manage or deal with or learn to come to terms with and compromise with a person who's now really difficult for you. That's heroic. Absolutely heroic. And that's why we need the heart of the Lord to do it. We just, like, I think, I don't know, maybe I'm just getting, in my old age, I'm just recognizing I can't do this on my own. I just can't do this on my own. I just can't love well on my own. I can't love as I'm called to love just based on my humanity. I just can't. I just don't have it. So if I want to love well, I need to love with the heart of Jesus. I need his help. I need his help so that I can love those around me well. So as the Lord today in our gospel calls Matthew, who stood there dumbfounded, completely unaware that this was going to happen, that this miracle worker that was being spoken about was now going to choose him, as he works for the Romans and takes taxes and is probably dishonest and taking a little cut for himself. The Lord chooses him. Why? Why not choose someone who was well versed in the sacred scriptures? Why not choose a scribe or a Pharisee? Surely there were some good ones among them, surely. But he chooses an outcast, someone just on the fringes, even worse, even further on the fringes of society, someone who was hated by the Jews. And then the Lord responds, I did not come to call the virtuous but sinners, and that is you and I. So the Lord has called us, and those he calls, he equips. He has called us to love and be a witness to his love, and in order to do so, he will equip us to love. How? By giving us his heart, if we want it. So Lord, renew us in your love today, and help us to love those around us today with your heart. Amen. Dear brothers and sisters, thank you so much for joining us here in Holy Family Mission for our Mass or for the homily. It's great to be able to serve you from our little chapel here in Glencomer House. We'd like to announce our summer fundraiser, which this year, kind of unusually, is a skydive. So there'll be about 12 young people, including myself, doing a skydive in aid of Holy Family Mission to continue our work here of faith formation of the many young people who come through our doors. It's great to be able to do this work, but it does cost money. So we'd greatly appreciate your help and your support, which you can do via our website, holyfamilymission.ie. That would be an amazing grace for us to be able to continue this work long into the future. We're fast approaching our 10th anniversary, 10 years of Holy Family Mission. Again, such a grace and privilege and proof of the Lord's providence over all these years, which he has done through your good selves. So thank you all very, very much in advance for your prayer and your support, and may God bless you.